Welcome to the very first episode of my brand new series. In this series, I'll be remaking Lamplight Town in scratch. Alright, so we've opened up a brand new project. This is just the start of our brand new project. So first things first, we're just gonna title it Lamplight Town. We may change it later on, but this is fine for now. So today we're gonna really be working on the actual town layout. Now the first thing that we're gonna do is actually make a separate sprite. And we're gonna call this map. And this is just gonna be the new map of Lamplight Town. And the cat that you see, which is Scratch, we're actually gonna turn that into the player, but that's next episode. So for this step, we're actually going to head over to the Prodigy wiki. Alright, so we're on the Prodigy wiki. Now we're going to scroll down, and we have the entire map of Lamplight Town right here at our fingertips. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to copy this image, and we're going to put this onto any random Google slide. Now I do want to extend this because it kind of looks weird from here. And we're actually going to make 10 slides. And now all we're going to do pretty much is just double click this, and we're going to drag this and crop this to basically the shape of the area. So we're going to start off with the northwest little courtyard here, and we're just going to crop it to fit it just like this. So this is actually going to be a whole area. And now we're just going to fit this so it fits perfectly in the center of the screen. And now we're going to do this with pretty much all of the other areas. So every single one of these areas are now individually cropped and put in a separate costume, basically a separate slide. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, and we're going to download all of these. Now I think I'm going to need to download one by one, so this is going to be annoying. So we're going to go over to Scratch, and we're going to upload this sprite. But there we go. Basically, it's looking pretty good right now. The quality is a lot better on this one from the last time I tried to do this. It looked horrible. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to try and fit it the best we can. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really hard to do that. So I'm just going to undo it. And what we're going to do, instead of doing that, we're actually going to change the size. We're going to multiply it by 2. This does not work. We're going to try and fit it the best we can. I think this is fine, but there is going to actually be a toolbar right here, like in Prodigy, where the map is and stuff like that. So we can actually keep it like this. We can sort of morph it so you can see the whole thing. And now we're just going to put it just like this. I'm not really that good at graphic design or whatnot, but I'm gonna do my best. Alright, so this looks relatively good. I mean, it's probably the best I can fit it with the toolbar that's gonna be underneath. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Basically, we're gonna need to do that with all of them. Now we can just go over here to the dock and just grab every single one of these sprites, like right here, and upload them as a costume and put them over here. So this is going to be another gruesome process. And after a lot of off-camera work, we have finally finished. Oh wait, what happened? Alright, now, after a lot of off-camera work, we finally finished pretty much all of the 10 areas in Lamplight Town. That was a horrible process. I mean, that just took a lot of stuff. We're gonna rename this to Map, and we're gonna change all of the costume names to the numbers. Alright, now that all of the areas are pretty much changed, now we can actually get into the actual coding. So the first thing that we're gonna do is make it go to the back player for now, so the cat shows. Now, the first thing that we're gonna do, this is pretty much just the basics of how the map is going to work. So, when we're gonna put when right arrow key pressed, we're going to broadcast next costume. So now, whenever I click the right arrow, boom, it goes to the next costume over and over. But the problem is, there's no way to go back. There's no way to go back. And we don't see a previous costume here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put when left arrow key pressed, we're going to switch costume to costume number, and we're gonna go to the operations and grab the subtraction block. We're gonna go switch costume to costume number -1. So basically switch the costume to the previous costume. So once we click the green button, we can now go forward with the right arrow and back with the left arrow. You can pretty much see every single one of the areas. So basically that's pretty much the basic code. But once we start coding in the character, then we'll see that once the character gets to a specific area, it's going to change to the next costume. Now the next thing that we're going to do is actually we're going to create the little transition that happens in Prodigy whenever you go to the next area, that flashing blue screen. So basically whenever you go to another area, you have that blue screen that pops up and it just fades out. So we're going to basically do that exact same thing. So we're going to grab the same presentation that we used and we're just going to place this entire thing here. And we're going to go to File, Download, PNG, and we're just going to upload the sprite into here. And now we have this white screen. And now what we're going to do next is we're actually going to crop this. So now all of the edges are now just pretty much perfect. We're just going to crop out the loading as well. Now we're going to change this sprite to loading screen. Now in order to make this actually work, we're going to make this go up to the biggest part over here. And now the blue screen is covering everything. Now we're going to go back to the map and we're going to go to the code again. So when the right arrow key pressed, we're actually going to broadcast something. We're going to broadcast a new message called, you guessed it, loading screen. I don't think any of you guessed that, but it's loading screen. So now, once the sprite loading screen receives, loading screen, it's going to show. Now, you may be wondering, Kevin, it's already showing. So we're going to go to events, and once the flag is clicked, we're going to hide it. So basically, once it clicks, it doesn't show. And once we press the right arrow key, it shows. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a delay here, so we have that, boom, it's there, and then it, sort of fades out. So we're going to broadcast loading screen, wait 1 second, and then next costume. So we click the green flag, it's hidden, we're going to press the right arrow key, and obviously we're going to need it to fade out as well. So once it receives loading screen, once it receives loading screen, it's going to show. But then we're going to go over here and we're going to grab this block that says change color effect by 25. Now you may be wondering, what does that have to do with anything? We can go down here and choose ghost effect. What this is actually going to do is it's actually going to gradually hide it. So if we change the ghost effect by 25, it gets slowly more and more transparent until it's pretty much transparent. But we're going to put the ghost effect back to -25, and then we're going to put this back to 25. And if we repeat this 4 times, since 25 times 4 is 100, it's going to set the ghost effect to 100, practically making it invisible. But it's going to be gradual. And if we put a delay here of about 0 seconds, which actually is a small bit of a delay and we play this, there's actually like a fade instead of just without the delay. It actually still works the same way. Never mind. So we're going to put this into the loading screen block. So once it shows, it's going to wait maybe like 0.5 seconds. And then it's going to change the ghost effect by 25 4 times, making it a small gradual fade out. So we're going to click the green flag and we're going to press the right arrow key. And it basically does what we wanted it to do. However, as you saw, this wait 1 second till the next costume is actually off. So we're going to change this to about 0.7 or 0.6, just to give it a little bit extra leeway. So we're going to click this here. Boom. It's pretty much there. I think it will work pretty nicely. Yeah, it works pretty nicely. Alright, let's try this. Alright, that's just beautiful. That's really good. So basically, we have the transition down, and that looks really cool. And that's basically everything we're going to do for this episode. Now, we're also going to do the same thing with the left arrow, and it's still going to do that transition little blue screen to the fade out thingy. So it's also going to broadcast loading screen. If we click the green button and we press the right arrow, the same thing happens and it goes to the first area, since that was the last area. And then we're going to use the left arrow key. Then we're going to use the left arrow key and do the exact same thing. Okay, I see the problem now. So once we do the ghost effect, it's not going to go back to being a solid color. It's just going to stay transparent. So what we're going to do is once it changes the ghost effect by 25, it's going to hide, then set the ghost effect. So it's going to immediately bring the ghost effect back to 0. So we're going to try this now. There we go. So it now instantly transforms again. And that loading screen works a lot better. So that's pretty much going to be the first episode. If you guys enjoyed this video, go down below and hit the subscribe button. In the next episode, we're going to be working on the player and how the player moves. And I'll see you next time. Peace.